I see these corporations and these intelligence community that are operating as the puppet masters over him. They are upholding his wealth, but it's a very thin security line, like if it was a net, right? It's very thin. Like literally, I see that at a push of a button, that his wealth could dissipate at a magnificent rate if he crossed these people. Welcome to another Dynasty reading. My name is Seer. Here at Dynasty Readings, we do not use tarot. We're not against tarot, but it's just not the method in which I use to see. Some folks may call me prophetic, clairvoyant, a medium. I cover all of that with just a seer. Taylor Seer is what you can call me. Today's reading is on Bill Gates. Now, let me help y'all understand exactly how this reading works. Like, remember I told you I get things in visions, dreams, and streams. Well, many times I can remote view into past, present, and future events. I can remote view into it. So in other words, it's like I'm standing there. You might want to call it a form of astral projection, but it's like I'm in the room. I can see the people. I can see them talking. I can see them. Listen, if you don't believe in remote viewing, just go and Google remote viewing by CIA and see if it's a real thing. I'm a real seer. God gave me this gift, and so I'm using it to serve the people. So we're going to talk about Bill Gates today. Let's get into the Bill Gates reading. So what I saw with Bill Gates, or what I see with Bill Gates, is that he's under the thumb of a corporate state intelligence organization. Corporate and state. So what that means is that there is a what I saw was some form of a connection between what is some type of corporation. I don't know if it's people that are just in this organization and they're from corporations, but there is a collaborative effort between corporations and the intelligence community. Intelligence is CIA, and he's under the thumb of these people. And let me explain exactly what this is. Here's what I see and what I saw with Bill Gates. During the tenure of Epstein, and while he was, allegedly a former member of the intelligence community, the CIA, allegedly he was a former member, and he was also an expert or insider in the fashion and entertainment world. And he dibbled and dabbled in Hollywood, and really honestly in all different major areas of power, politics, etc. He had his hand in a little bit of everything. But during his tenure, here's what I saw. Epstein was used as a trap for people with influence and people with money, people with lots of money and people with lots of influence. And Bill Gates fell into the trap that was J. Epstein. That's where things turn for the worse that I see for Bill Gates. That was the moment where Bill Gates lost what power he thought he had. Epstein was the turning point in the Bill Gates story. And it was and still is a real threat to the Bill Gates legacy. And these intelligence, state level and intelligence people informed Bill that if he did not play along to get along, that he would lose essentially everything. This organization, or this group of influencers that are the masterminds behind the majority of what we see Bill Gates campaigning for, they are powerful on the corporate side as well as the state side. In other words, nation states. And this group is who informed and, I dare say, orchestrated the trap to ensure that Bill Gates played on their team. And not just played on their team, but played on their team in a way that made them comfortable that he would be consistent and compliant. I can't say everything that I see because, obviously this is YouTube. I am going to eventually release a secondary platform so that folks can tap in and get some of the things that I can't say on YouTube that I've seen. So anyway, Epstein was used as a trap. And this is about Bill Gates today, so we're not going to go too deep into him. And I see Bill Gates in a warfare mindset. And I saw that his divorce was actually more of a chess move. It was about protecting his family. I do not see a realistic, let me take that back. Bill Gates, what I see is that he revealed something that he knew would create a rift in the family, but it was really to protect his fortune, protect his legacy, protect his wife and his kids, because otherwise these people were going to take them down with him. And the only way that he could protect them was for him to reveal something hurtful. And this is what I see. This is how I see it. Reveal something hurtful, knowing that it will cause a rift between he and his wife. And simultaneously, it was a chess move to protect himself just in case he was going to be taken down. I see these corporations and these intelligence community that are operating as the puppet masters over him. They are upholding his wealth, but it's a very thin security line, like if it was a net, right? It's very thin, like literally I see that at a push of a button that his wealth could dissipate at a magnificent rate if he crossed these people. So we see him as a face, and he's pushing all of these new agendas. He wanted to create this team called Germ, where they would basically go into a country or they would go into a community and shut it down out of fear that they have a breakout kind of thing. Like, a form of, in other words, some covert form of control. But he's not the master. Yes. It's just like, honestly, a lot of the political folks, and I'm not going to be long on this. It's just it's just like a lot of political figureheads. Like, he's the figurehead, but the truth is he's powerless. I know that, there's a lot of videos on YouTube and across the social media spectrum that depict him as the evil guy. And I'm not saying that, some of those things they say about Bill isn't true. But what I see is that he's under the thumb of some very, very powerful people. And lastly, I also see with Bill, unfortunately, I see health issues, major hidden health issues. I see them like doing some stem cell, trying to regenerate or trying to bring back certain, trying to keep him alive, basically, trying to keep him from declining significantly. But secretly, he has days and weeks where, though he enjoys having the appearance of having power, but sometimes the weight of the expectation that is on his head, and the fact that his family is a concern, is what I'll say. His family is a concern for him. I see him just days where he toils. Do I keep pursuing? Do I check out? And he's a fighter, but he's under a major web. The web he is tied up in, nothing but really, some miracle that could get him out of it. So that's what I see with Bill Gates. Of course, he's going to continue in his endeavors. What he's doing with, the different health technologies. He's also in food. He's also doing biotech food. But again, he's just a face. He's just a face. He's under a major web, and he is a knight on the chessboard. That's what he is. Notice I say he's a knight on the chessboard. Knights are soldiers. So soldiers have to be willing to give themselves up if necessary, right? In order to, in other words, give their life in order to uphold whatever the credence or whatever the creed is that they have to protect. So there was a time that Bill believed that he really was in a place of power, where he really had power. He really did get to a space where he thought, or where he felt, and he even kind of flexed on some people. And this is in the past. This is prior to 2020. This is even prior to Epstein. He flexed on some people, that he was this powerful, untouchable figure. And these people put him in a trap that he never saw coming. And ever since, if you look at Bill Gates, look at his, look at his countenance, look at his skin, look at just a 5-year period go from, and obviously he's getting older, but let's not even do a 5-year period. Go from the Epstein years up to 2020 and 2021, you're going to see a significant drop off. Now understand, this guy has access to all the top doctors, top technology, top medicine in the world. Go look at him, and and unfortunately you will notice that there is a health decline. It's not just about him getting older, but a health decline. So I'm not sure. There may be a part 2 later on for Bill Gates, but this is just to clarify where Bill Gates is. And for those who wonder what his role is, how powerful he is or is not, he's a piece on the chessboard. He's a knight on the chessboard. He is not the mastermind. He does input lots of strategy, but he's not the mastermind, and not even his money, not even his property, not even his assets, in the majority are really under his control. They're a part of the web that he's in, and he realizes it now. He's been told. So this is why he, has a play nice attitude, and his narrative is what it is. It's not all because he just has this mastermind and that he, and he wants to, he would if he could. He loves control. He loves power. But someone else let him know that, a lot of his success was allowed.